Hey there, it's Zach from Zach King Productions, and I'm guessing you are thinking of hiring a wedding videographer for your special day, but are also a little unsure of who to hire, as there are so many options nowadays. You might also be thinking if you should even hire one in the first place. This video is going to answer all your questions about wedding videographers. I'll give my top 3 tips in choosing the right videographer, and if you still have any questions, just DM me and I can answer them personally. So without further ado, let's get into it. First things first, should you even worry about hiring a wedding videographer? To some it's an easy yes, but to others it might require a little more consideration and planning. Here are some things that I've learned from my own experience. When I got married 2 years ago, my then fiance and I made the decision not to get a videographer. Ironic, right? Well, it was simply because we were young and broke and we didn't have the funds to pay both photographer and videographer. Boy, was that a regret. Yes, photos are a must, but video captures so much more than photos do. It captures the heartfelt vows, the hilarious speeches, and the reaction of the groom as his bride walks down the aisle. These are things that are easily forgotten. Once the wedding day is over, it becomes a distant memory and all you have to remember it is your photos and your films. So the question I ask is, would you be willing to give all of that up? If the answer is no, keep watching. And if the answer is yes, keep watching anyway. You'll find some good pieces of information. Okay, so now you want to hire a videographer, but what do you look for? I see a lot of brides out there simply price shopping and looking for the most bang for buck. And whilst getting a good deal is important, there are some things you may not have considered. So here are my top 3 tips in choosing a wedding videographer. And yes, they are ordered from most important to least important. Let's get into it. Okay, number 1, quality of service. This is number 1 for many reasons. When you hire a videographer, you are paying them to spend the entire wedding day with you. In fact, they'll spend more of their wedding day with you than you will with your new husband or wife. So it is crucial to choose a videographer that you get along with. Someone that you have things in common with, and that will enhance the quality of your day with them being there. You don't want to hire someone that will make things more stressful or is hard to get along with. You need to enjoy your day for what it is. So make sure that this is the number one priority. In addition to being a nice person, you want a videographer that will answer all your questions and have you involved from the get-go. And their number 1 priority should be serving you and your spouse as best they can, and not just being in it for the money. You want someone that can communicate clearly and effectively, both before and also after the wedding day. You also want to make sure that they will get along with your photographer, as sometimes things can go pear-shaped between the videographer and photographer when they don't see eye to eye. A good solution to this is to find someone that offers photo-video packages. So these are such important things to consider, as it can either make or break your big day. All in all, find someone that will make your day the best day possible and deliver a quality service. Okay, number 2, aesthetics. This is all about the style of film videographers produce, and there are a lot. So what style do you and your partner like? What are you most drawn to? Do you like the light and airy look, or do you prefer the dark and moody? Do you prefer a wedding film that is emotional and story driven? Or do you prefer something that is a little more simple? Whatever your preferences may be, do your research, your due diligence, and find a style that you love. Personally for me, I prefer a film that is story driven and handcrafted, that recreates the feeling and mood of the entire wedding day. Generally, it's a little more expensive for this option, as it does take more time for filmmakers to create such a video, but it is always worth it, and it'll be something that you can pass on to your kids and grandkids. If you're going to spend the money on a videographer, find someone whose style you're attracted to, and don't be afraid to pay a little bit extra for it. You'll always get what you pay for. Okay, lastly, tip number 3, prices and packages. This comes in at number 3 simply because the price of a videographer shouldn't be your first decision when it comes to choosing someone. There will always be someone cheaper, but like I said, you pay for what you get. Generally, there are 3 types of package systems you will find amongst videographers. You have the layered block base packages, which are set packages and fixed in price. You have complete customizable packages. These are tailored to suit the couple's needs, and then there's also a hybrid of the two. A a customizable base package. Each have their pros and cons, but I would suggest finding someone that allows you to customize your package to suit your needs and get what you want. This way you aren't paying for things that you don't want, and you're only paying for things that you do want. As far as prices go, I would recommend being ready to spend as much on videography as you do photography. If you're on a tight budget, $2,000 would get you a nice highlight film from a newer videographer. But if you're wanting something better from someone that has a good amount of experience under their belt, that includes speeches, full-length ceremonies, second shooters, and social media teasers, in addition to your highlight film, be prepared to spend somewhere between $3,000 and $6,000. And if you're looking for the best of the best in the wedding film industry, you can expect their packages to start off at a minimum of $6,000 just for a highlight film. So, with all this being said, you want to find someone that will not completely blow your budget out of the window, but also something that will be a quality product and service. So let's wrap it up. At the end of the day, and the biggest thing I as a wedding filmmaker would want you to take away, is that quality of service is number one. Don't settle for a jerk just because their price is cheaper. I promise you will regret it. Find a videographer that ticks all of those boxes and you will have a wedding day that is amazing and a wedding film that will last for generations. Well, that includes this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to learn more, click here to watch my other wedding tips and tricks videos. If they're not out yet, just click this link anyway. It'll take you to watch something cool. Other than that, we'll see you next time.